everybody, it's Jolene. Welcome to my pantry. Today's video is entitled, What's in My Healthy Pantry? And it's part 2 of my last video about choosing and shopping for healthy foods. Our ultimate goal is to get to be 100% organic, and you're going to work yourself to that. It's good to eat all organic because the chemicals, pesticides, and other things in the processed foods all contribute to health problems. They also keep weight on you because it gives you inflammation and it is a hormone disruptor. So again, it's better to get to an all organic diet. Now, these are, as you can see, it looks like my pantry is pretty full, but it's pretty shallow. It's only 1 can deep. I designed this pantry because I just like to be organized. But when we go to the grocery store, basically the majority of our food is cold food. We probably, let's say if we have 6 or 8 bags, maybe 1 bag is pantry items. The rest is from, remember what I said, the perimeter of the grocery store. The vegetables, fruits, dairy, and meat. So we want to try to eat as much non-processed, whole, real foods as possible. So anyway, let's get started what's in my pantry. I'm going to start at eye level right here. Let's see, it might be best if I do it this way. I have a cameraman today, everybody, because I couldn't put this on a tripod. So yeah, hope he's a good cameraman. I don't know. Anyway, we're starting over here. Just have some organic coconut milks and coconut creams. That's for cooking and baking purposes. I do want to talk about canned fish. Canned fish is really a high protein food. Usually a can of tuna or whatever has about 20 grams of protein. So this is a good pantry item to keep. You know, you need a quick meal. I think 3 nights ago when we worked out, we had tuna instead of a protein shake. So it's a really good thing. Get that at Costco, so I get a lot of it. I'm running low with this. I'm running low on a lot of things right now because we're due to go to Costco. But anyway, I think I have enough to show y'all. This is a great thing. Wild caught salmon in a can. And, you know, this is great. You can make salmon cakes. My son loves those, you know, just really quick. On a salad, anything like that. I need to talk a little bit about wild caught versus farmed fish. And this not only goes for canned fish, but also fresh. You really want to stay away from farmed fish. They're not raised in a good environment. They're fed really bad things, including GMO feed. They're fed things that they normally would not eat in the wild. So you really need to get anything that says wild salmon. I see so many people, particularly people that's trying to lose weight, sharing recipes or pictures of their dinner, and they say, oh, look, I have a salmon fillet. It's healthy. Yes, but unless you get the wild caught salmon, it's got a lot of dyes in it. Read the label. I'm talking fresh salmon fillets. It has dye in it. It'll say that color added. That's because it's a farmed fish. They're not eating the correct foods, and the foods that they eat actually give the color to the salmon and also make it more nutritional, higher in the omegas. So, you know, not only your cold water fish, but Louisiana seafood. Why are we not eating fresh Louisiana seafood? And unfortunately, a lot of things in cans or frozen, I see a lot of people using that frozen shrimp. It's probably from China. We live in Louisiana. Get Louisiana seafood. Get it fresh. Support the local fishermen. That's really important. Here's a great thing to keep on hand. Something people don't eat anymore is sardines. Great protein. It's like a superfood. Great to keep on hand. You know, you're running around town, bring this and a plastic fork and you got it. Just great protein, like I said, 20 or 25 grams of protein in this, and probably the highest amount of omegas that you can get. And again, these are wild caught, but I don't even think you have to get the wild caught on that. I think they all are wild caught, as a matter of fact. A really good thing because it doesn't have a lot of mercury in it, because they just at the bottom of the food chain. So, you know, no mercury in sardines. Actually, getting back to the tuna though, tuna is great to eat, but you shouldn't eat no more than 1 can of tuna per week because of mercury. So when you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to eat more than just 1 can of tuna, but substitute with salmon or anchovies or things like that, or fresh seafood. Okay, next in line, I have some canned tomatoes, and that's just good to keep on hand because you always use tomatoes when you cook. Diced tomatoes, whole tomatoes, tomato sauce, tomato paste. These are kind of like the Rotel ones, but it's the 365 brand. I do buy tomatoes in a BPA-free can. It's really important because tomatoes are acidic, and that BPA is going to leach out even more so in an acidic product. So BPA is a hormone disruptor, among other things. So you really need to get your BPA free cans in tomatoes. I believe at Whole Foods, they're slowly going to that. All of their canned products are going to be in BPA free cans. Another great thing to have on hand is canned beans. There's so many things you can do with it. I put it in soups, hummus. I mean, it just goes on and on. So chili and anything. Canned beans are a good staple to have on hand. A lot of protein. Okay, so next in line, I do have bottled spaghetti sauce. It's kind of an emergency thing, or sometimes I put it on pizzas. But make sure when you get your sauce, it doesn't have added sugar in it. And the ingredients, I mean, read the labels. This just has tomatoes, onions, garlic, basil, olive oil, salt, pepper, oregano. That's it. So that's an okay product. It's a packaged product, but it's okay. Just read the labels. Same way with salsa. This is a commercial brand, but they do make an organic one, and it's just upfront ingredients. Remember, tomatoes are on the Dirty Dozen list. So you do want to not only eat fresh tomatoes that are organic, but you want to eat the tomato products that are organic. This is one of the oils I use, red palm oil. I specifically use this when I'm making popcorn, real popcorn. Get off that microwave popcorn train. It's just so bad for you. It takes 3 minutes to make popcorn on the stove, same amount of time. I put this in with coconut oil, and it gives it like a really great taste and almost like that buttery theater popcorn look. So we really like that one a lot. Peanut butter. This is one that people think is healthy, and usually it isn't. Most commercial peanut butter has hydrogenated trans fats in it, and you have to look for one that is just, the ingredients on this one says peanuts. That's it. It's peanuts. And yes, that's the kind you have to stir. If it's the kind that separates the oil and the peanut butter itself, that's the kind you need to eat. That other stuff has really, really bad stuff in it. So we have a big supply of peanut butter because my husband works for this company and we get a discount on it. So we have a lot. A trick to make it stir easy is to store them upside down, and they'll stir a whole lot easier because the oil's already, mixing in a little bit with the product. Something I'm low, believe it or not, this is a low stock. I keep a lot of organic chicken stock on hand. I do make bone broth from the bones of my cow that I get, and pork stock from the bones of the pig that we get. But I don't really cook chicken a whole lot. I'm just not a big chicken fan. They're better meat products in my opinion. But soups, and mainly soups and stocks and things like that. Make sure it's an organic one though. So I keep a big supply of that. I get that at Costco. Okay, I'm gonna stay right here. Let's talk just a little bit about salt. I could probably do a whole video about salt. Do not buy that blue box salt with the girl with the umbrella on it. Doesn't say it's processed, but it is. They don't have to disclose that. It's not really healthy for you. If you're gonna use salt, the best type of salt to use is the Himalayan pink salt. Very high in nutrition, has lots of minerals. I think it's, I don't know the exact number, I think it's like 83 minerals that you can't find in any other salt. So it's really, really good. And also, I use that mainly as a finishing type salt. When I'm cooking, I do like to use kosher salt because most recipes, that's the salt they want you to use. So I do get a sea salt, a kosher sea salt. It's not the blue box kind, because I think they make a kosher salt too. So make sure that you get a sea salt. Yes, we eat pasta. We don't eat pasta all the time. We might eat pasta once a month, but when you need a quick meal, pasta is a good thing to have in your pantry. And I do use the organic one because the wheat is heavily sprayed, so you want to get an organic pasta. And all different types of pastas. Shelf life is really good. We even have ramen. Ramen is not those how much they cost, 25-cent a piece packs. There is such a thing as ramen, and it is not made like that. So I do make that, and I get this one. I think it's rice. It's not even wheat. It's a rice ramen noodle. We make our own protein shakes, and we use this. This is a grass-fed organic whey. How we make our protein shakes is organic whole milk, whey, dates for sweetness, banana, peanut butter, and cacao, and I'll get to that in a minute. So that's how, and a little bit of ice. That's really how we make our protein shakes. That stuff that's all in one mixed together. Read the ingredients. It's absolutely awful. Okay, this is the cacao. It's like a superfood. It's just really good for you. So, you know, I can't even tell you what the process is that makes it different from cocoa powder, but it is different. So, yeah, we use that in our protein shakes. I also get an organic baking cocoa to put in our coffee because I do have chocolate. Chocolate is a superfood. Chocolate is good for you. It's just the kind of chocolate that you need to eat. You have to not have the kind with lots of sugar and soy lecithin. Just some more flours, almond flour, coconut flour. I have chia seeds I use. Sometimes I make like little puddings with a cacao and chia seed, and it's a very decadent pudding that, you know, makes you feel like you're having something really decadent, but it's really healthy. Have quinoa, coconut sugar, just healthy ingredients. Okay, so now let me get some water, because this is my second one of the day, y'all. So I've drank over probably about 40 ounces of water since this morning. Okay, so getting to this shelf, nuts. Nuts are really healthy. You have to make sure you're only eating a handful, which means probably around 20 to 25 nuts, but really a good food with good fats in it. So we have all different types of nuts, pistachios, and just different types of nuts, hazelnuts. We do eat dried fruit sometimes. This is dried apple. Dried fruit has a lot of sugar in it, so we eat it sparingly. This might be something when we out and about, we bring a bag of this in the car if we know we're gonna need a snack, and only a few pieces, but again, a good food. We do have some jellies here, some healthy ones. I am friends with the lady who makes the Robin's Rockin' Cajun jellies. They are not organic, but she does use really good ingredients, and they're available all over, and it's a really, really good product. This is just some things for workout shakes, mainly for Jimmy, creatine, BCAA, and glutamine. That's just to help you build muscle and stuff, and mainly Jimmy uses it. I really don't use it that much. Then we have our vinegars, lots of them. Vinegars are just really great for adding flavor to anything. Balsamic, apple cider, rice vinegar, hot sauces, Worcestershire. I try to get organic as possible. The hot sauce you don't have to worry about because you don't really need organic peppers. And if you look at ingredients, they just don't have anything but I think vinegar and peppers and salt. So it's a pretty good ingredient, a pretty good product. getting over here, tomatoes. Remember I said you need to eat those organic. So organic ketchup, regular ketchup has so much sugar in it. And this has sugar in it too, but it's real sugar. It's not the, what's it called, Jimmy?
High fructose corn syrup.
Oh, thank you. I lost my train of thought. Thank God I have my cameraman here. High fructose corn syrup. That's the first thing we did when we started eating healthy. I took a garbage bag and I went through everything in my pantry and I read the labels, and we got rid of everything that said high fructose corn syrup and threw them out. You really need to do that. It is such a bad ingredient. Agave, I don't use that. I'm not gonna lie, we only use this for margaritas. It's really high in the glycemic list, so it's the only thing I use for. But hey, we have a good margarita. Molasses, honey from my own bees. This over here is just different dried fruits again that I used to bake with. Some nuts. I'm gonna step over here. Chocolate chips. I do get an organic one because it has soy lecithin in it, and that's really a bad product. Just, I don't know, the Hershey Con or whatever. I don't even know what the brands are. So I do get these in bulk at Whole Food. Pickles. I need to talk about pickles because every pickle, I went to the store and looked, at a conventional grocery store has dye in it. As you can see, you can get a close-up of that. These aren't as bright green as the pickles, the Vlasic, or whatever the brands are at the conventional grocery store. They have dye in it. That is really an awful thing, particularly with children. That is what's causing the hyperactivity in children, is the dye. So, and it's in so many products. It's in toothpaste even. So look at those labels. Why do you want pickles with dye in it? That's just crazy. So unfortunately, at a conventional grocery store, you are not going to find pickles without dye. Same way with these. Maraschino cherries. Look at the color. They're not that bright red because they don't have dye in them. So think about that, especially if you have children. Okay, going up here, we have more peanut butter. As I said, we get a discount on that. Almond butter, organic, tahini. This is one I want to talk about. What's in it? Nutella. Everybody loves Nutella, and when you look at the commercials on TV, oh, it's so healthy. Give it to your children. The first ingredient in Nutella is high fructose corn syrup. The first ingredient. They have a brand that has healthy things in it, where it doesn't have that. It has real sugar. And I'm not saying sugar is a good thing, but if you have a choice between high fructose corn syrup and sugar, go for the sugar. So they do have healthier varieties. That is marketing. They market that as healthy. It is not healthy. Okay, this is from a commercial grocery store, and only because my son, he's 19, he has never drank a soda drink in his life. So I have a few things for him that are not so healthy, but he's 19 and he's thin, so I really need to put weight on him anyway. So his not so healthy drink is cranberry juice and pineapple juice. He mainly drinks water in the day with his meals, but that's kind of like a treat for him to have his glass of cranberry juice. So that's just why that's there. This is all stuff for cocktail making. But we do use high quality things for cocktail making. We try to get Fever Tree, club soda, tonic water, ginger beer, bitter lemon, because it's just a better product. So that's what that's about. Coconut water. There's a lot of bad coconut water out there. You need to get one that says not from concentrate. So that would be a better product. This one is even organic, but I don't even think coconuts do need to be organic. I don't know the name of it, but I think the biggest, most popular brand of organic water, guess what? Coke makes it. Do you really want to buy products that Coke make? They make milk now. I don't want to buy milk or things like that, healthy foods that Coca-Cola makes. Something just doesn't feel right about that. This area, some beans, lentils, couscous, just healthy things I can cook with. And again, shelf stable so I can keep them a while. Going up to the top, next shelf, we have sugars because I bake. And that's okay because I bake organically. It's all organic sugars. Getting over here to coconut oil. As you can see, I have a commercial product one, and then I have the one we use. The commercial one, it's just because we get a discount on that one. And I use that for beauty products, and I'm going to have a whole video on how I make natural beauty products. So that's the only reason I have that one, because it's a little bit cheaper. You should have cold pressed, unrefined coconut oil. And that's kind of like my #1 oil that I use for cooking and baking. Moving on, this is what I put in my homemade granola. It's an ancient grain. It's puff kamet. It's a cereal. You can eat that as a cereal. Boxed cereals, and a lot of people give this to their children, are just really, really a bad thing. So if you're going to get a cereal, try to go for an ancient grain, an organic one. Moving along, breadcrumbs. Even Whole Foods do not make or sell an organic breadcrumb, but it is non-GMO, so that's kind of the best I can do right now. I do make my own breadcrumbs sometimes too, though. Crab oil, y'all. Southeast Louisiana, we love our boils, but those bottles, Super Pro, whatever they are, read them. I can't even pronounce the words. It's nothing but chemicals. You know what? I do go buy boiled seafood sometimes, and I'm sure they're boiled like that, but it's not an everyday thing. If I'm boiling like potatoes or things, you know, just a small batch or something, I'll use the old-fashioned bags because it's just upfront, good ingredients. This is something from a commercial grocery store, Hershey's Cocoa. I do use that because the other cocoa powder is called Dutch process, and that's a natural one. So sometimes recipes, you need a natural cocoa powder. One of the things I hate is people who buy, and I'm going to say the name, Swiss Miss packages cocoa. What is that? I can make real cocoa with that box in the microwave, either a large batch or a single serving, in 3 minutes, the same amount of time as the Swiss Miss. Read the ingredients in the Swiss Miss. It's not real. Get the real stuff. That will last you 2 years, and maybe you can make a lot of cocoa with it. So please, please don't get that packaged stuff. Try to get to the point where you're not ripping open packages to eat. It's not real food. Let me get a sip of water. Okay, I'm gonna start over here. Move to my top shelf, organic, extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and then you see a commercial product that is peanut oil. If I have to deep fry, which is probably twice a year, I do use the peanut oil. So again, it is a refined oil. It is probably not good to be used on a daily basis, but twice a year, my body can handle that. The worst oil, and it's the one that everybody always buys, is the canola oil or the corn oil. Get off of that. Again, I think my first video, if you go to my channel, I have a whole video on oils. So you just check that out and it'll explain why you shouldn't be using canola oil. All right, so there we go. I do have Coca-Cola, y'all. It's for Jack and Coke because you gotta have Coke when you have Jack Daniels. Sorry. But I do it as healthy as I can. I get Mexican Coke, which has real sugar in it. Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, or any of the other ones, it has high fructose corn syrup as the first ingredient. We don't drink it a whole lot. I buy a case of them, they last me 6 to 8 months. But when I want a Jack and Coke, I'm using Mexican Coke with real sugar in it. So again, it's not the most healthy thing, but I'm not gonna give up certain foods in my life. I'm just not. Next to it, I have some sparkling waters, and That's about it on the top shelf. We're gonna go down to the bottom shelf. My cameraman might have to kneel on this one. Okay, so the last, as I said, you kind of work yourself over the months and over the years into totally organic and totally unprocessed foods. And the last thing I did this year, because I make king cakes and I don't want to put that colored sugar with the dyes in it on my king cake, I got natural dye. It's like beet and different vegetables, and so it worked pretty good. You know, I dyed my own sugar for my king cakes, and so now I have that. So that was kind of like the last thing on my list that I got. Chocolate. Make sure it doesn't have the soy lecithin in it. Dark chocolate is always better. When I'm stressed out, I need magnesium then. That means I want chocolate. I take a little square of that and that's it. I'm feeling good. We put this on our coffees too. While I'm here, I'm just going to go over some of the stuff on this shelf. Nuts. Again, I buy big bags of almonds and walnuts and pecans because I do bake a lot and put it in my homemade granola. This is dates. Dates are like a superfood, super sweet. So if you want to sweeten something, I think they even have date sugar. It's a really good sugar substitute, but a natural one. More junk food, but healthy junk food. We sometimes have nachos. Who doesn't want nachos sometimes? So we get an organic one. My son brings lunch to school, so he does bring chips. And I found this one. It is a non-GMO chip, and I'm reading the ingredients. Potatoes, olive oil, and sea salt. That's it. You're not going to see this in the commercial brands. So, you know, it's junk food for him, but I try to get the best I can. Even my dog eats healthy. My dog gets grain-free food and grain-free treats. I think that says peanut butter, and I think it's got sweet potato in it. This is something that's really important to get organic, and it's coffee. Coffee is the most highly sprayed agriculture plant in the world, and you need to get the organic. We get these at Costco at a pretty good price, and anybody that knows us knows we're coffee snobs. Grind our beans fresh and do pour over and whole milk and froth that milk. So come on over and you get a good cup of coffee from us. Okay. Next, again, healthy junk food for my son. Jimmy and I do not eat this, is cookies. He loves Oreo cookies, and after I read the label, I said, I can't give this to him anymore. I'm not saying this is the best product in the world, but I can pronounce the ingredients, and it does not have trans fat in it. So that's for him only. Like I said, he's 19. He can do that. I have some organic crackers here. Honestly, I don't use these very much. I think I might need them for a recipe. I do want to talk about crackers, though. Crackers in the commercial grocery store are probably one of the worst products. And, you know, I see people giving that to their children. You know, kids eat a lot of crackers. Not the first ingredient, but one of the top ingredients is high fructose corn syrup and trans fats. Really, really bad. You can get the organic ones. They're out there. They may be even in the commercial grocery store. One I particularly like, and I don't have it here, is the Mary's Gone Cracker. I think it's a gluten-free one, and it's made with seeds, but it doesn't taste, you know, gluten-free or, you know, super healthy. It tastes really good. So that's one. I don't have it right now, but that's a good one. And lastly, do not judge. These are our vitamins and supplements for the three of us. It's a lot. I take, at this point in time, 15 supplements a day, and that does not include my hormones that I take at night. We go to a functional medicine doctor. She tests our blood twice a year and tests that a normal, I don't say normal, a regular MD would not give you. It's like vitamins and hormones and things like that. So maybe 6 months from now, I might be on a different, I might be taking 13 or 17. It just depends. I'm constantly being monitored. Yes, it's expensive. Would I give it up? No. We would give up probably entertainment and vacations before we would give up this. It's that important to us. Particularly as you get older and you need hormones. Everybody starts losing hormones, men and women, after the age of 35. So we all need to have hormone replacement, men and women. You just can't go to the OBGYN and get a hormone and it gives everybody the same dosage. That's ridiculous. It's not going to work. It's going to cause breast cancer, prostate cancer. It goes on. You need to be tested every 6 months. And not only that, but you need to take supplements that are going to help that hormone work better, because we have more than just one hormone in our body. So, you know, a lot of the supplements are hormones. Cannot recommend that enough. That's the fountain of youth. It really, really is. So anyway, that's my video for today. I know it was kind of long, but I just really wanted to let y'all know what I'm eating. If you have any comments or questions, leave it in the comment section below. I really appreciate you taking your time to watch this video. Bye-bye.